Us climbers, we know the importance of finger strength, but we also know how boring it can be to hang off of a hangboard. So here's 3 different exercises you can use to change up your workouts. So going in the first one, if you don't feel like hanging on something anymore, there's tons of cool little gadgets that you can use to pick things up instead. It might be a subtle difference, but I personally find this one the most enjoyable.
Now, the reason why I love this so much, not only is it so compact, just being some chalk, a loading pin, carabiner, and then the actual gripper itself, I really love the idea of picking something up. It makes for a much more interesting session because if you pick something up, you're not truly doing 100 pounds of force. If I'm trying to pick up 100 pounds, I need to exert a force of at least 101 pounds to get the object accelerated in the direction that I want to actually pick it up. So when I start pulling really quickly and hard, I can really feel the weight changing as I go from pulling a hard 120 back down to resting at 100 pounds. And this weight change gives a crux to your lift and makes everything a lot harder and a lot more interesting than just hanging off of a hold. Not only that, but this is a great way to test and see what your max pulling power is, as well as to see the differences between your right and left arm and correct those through progressive overload. So no matter what the workout, we're going to obviously start with some warm-up. So we're going to do a warm-up set here, which is going to be a very, very light weight on the actual gauntlet itself. We're going to put 45 pounds on, and the very first warm-up set is going to look something like this. Basically, we're going to get a clock ready, and then we're going to pick it up for 10 seconds, rest for 10 seconds, pick it up for 10 seconds, rest for 10. You get the gist. We'll do this for an entire minute, meaning a total of 30 seconds in activation and 30 seconds in rest. Then you'll switch arms and do your left arm or your right, whichever one you didn't do yet, and then after that you'll rest for a minute and repeat that 2 more times. Once you finish your 3 sets of warm-up rounds, which doesn't take very long at all, you can go ahead and you can bump up the weight dramatically. This intermediate set now shouldn't be difficult and shouldn't stress you, but you should definitely feel it quite a lot more than the very first round did. So I'm going to be bumping it up straight away to 80 pounds. Same principle applies, 1 minute on each arm and then you rest, but instead of resting for 1 minute, you'll now rest for 3 minutes. Don't forget as well that you'll be doing 3 sets on each arm before you go up in weight. And so we're going to add a bit more weight. I went from 80 to 90 pounds, and to me, that doesn't seem like a big jump, but it actually is extremely hard, 90 compared to 80. So with 90, again, 10 seconds up, 10 seconds down. However, this time, it should be difficult. It shouldn't be difficult to pick it up. You should never struggle to pick it up. It should just be difficult to hold it for that full 10 seconds, especially near the end before you're about to switch hands. And always remember, each weight stage during this workout will be done 3 times on each arm with a 3-minute break in between, besides the warm-up one, which was just a 1-minute break in between. And remember at the beginning when I told you that this is fun because picking up the weight, you can actually physically feel the difference from picking up and just a static hold? Well, this part can be really difficult because instead of holding for 10 seconds, we're only going to hold for 5. So we're just going to pick it up and put it down, and pick it up and put it down, and pick it up and put it down for a minute straight. Trust me, this is going to absolutely destroy you, and by the end of it, you're not even going to be able to pick it up. It's just going to be a max pull. Speaking of max pull, I'm able to pull this weight up actually too many times, and I don't fail enough, so I do think now it's too late for me, so I will be jumping up to either 105 or 110 pounds. And everything will also go up in 5 pounds or 10 pounds, whichever one I do choose.
Maybe picking stuff up and putting it back down again seems also pretty boring. You want to get more of a sweat and something that takes a bit more mental fortitude. Well, this workout is a lot harder physically. Without any weight, all you need is a hangboard, and let's begin.
So for this workout, it's super simple. All you're going to need to do is pick some holds. So on your hangboard or campus rungs, you need to pick out 4 holds, the starting ones, and then the ones you'll be tapping to or moving to. So all you're going to do is have a leading hand for each round. So right now is my left hand. I'm just going to go up, left, then right, then down, left, then down, right. How I do this workout is I like to do it for 1 minute straight. And if I fall, I just get back on and try to have as much hang time as humanly possible. And the real goal here is to go as slow as you can and to kip at like very little. So basically all this workout is a great pump. It's not as much on the tendons, but you're definitely going to be working out the actual muscle itself and getting a better endurance, which we all know is my weakness. One thing I will say is to make this workout harder, you can either add more rounds or use smaller holds or have a longer climb time per se. So instead of doing 1 minute rounds, you have 5 minute rounds. So yeah, I do 1 minute on, 2 minutes off, 1 minute on, 2 minutes off for a total of 5 rounds. Then I rest about 10 minutes, and then I do 5 rounds again, rest about 10 minutes, and then 5 rounds again. And that would be my entire workout. So I saved this one for last because most of us will not have this as an option, but obviously climbing. If you have some sort of tension board, spray wall, whatever it is, you can get massive gains on one of these bad boys. You can use it for endurance, you can use it for power, endurance, whatever it is, these things are super versatile. However, if you do not have a board like myself, sadly, then doing the other two workouts that I showed you will simulate the pump and simulate pulling on really hard crimps. And lastly, the one thing we need to add is some actual sort of crushing. So what I like to do is I like to use crushers. You could also use pinch blocks and make it very similar to the very first workout, but to keep everything different and to show you as much variety as possible, I'm going to show you how to get stronger with Captain of Crushers. So what is a crusher? Basically I'm using the Captains of Crushers here, which means that there's 4 levels, all the same style, level 4 being the hardest. Start with level 1, or maybe even something easier. They have released easier levels because these guys are hard. Only 3 people in the world have closed it officially at level 4. And a close counts as this, getting the 2 bottoms to actually touch. So now the cool thing with the crushers is they're so simplistic to use. You just gotta squeeze it. And the fun thing too is holding it down in the closed position, you have to squeeze so much harder than you actually have to, because if you ease up for a second and you fatigue, it's instantly opening up. What I like to do is I like to use a pencil and actually put a pencil in between the crusher, close it, and then what I find is once the pencil falls, that's the end of that round. That keeps me from over squeezing and getting too fatigued when I really try to train how hard I can squeeze. Once you start getting really comfortable with your trainer and holding it for a long amount of time, but you still can't close the next level up, what you can do is like negatives as well as sets and reps. So for negatives, all you're going to do is close it all the way with 2 hands, or close it as much as you can with 1 hand, and you're just going to fight that negative as it slowly opens back up. I should mention, a trainer is the one that you are currently using during your training sessions. You should have a trainer and a goal. So my trainer is the level 1 and my goal is the level 2. I've closed the level 2 now twice, however I'm not able to get it consistently, so I'm going to keep on using the level 1 trainer and keep working on that. So there you have it, 3 different ways to train grip strength. Climbing is obviously one of the best ones there, but for most of us that's not an option right now, so you can do these type of things instead. If it was truly a beautiful world right now, I'd be doing climbing, that endurance workout, and then the first one as well with the picking up the gauntlet. The crushers is more of a bonus thing that I'm doing currently because I don't really have a wall to really grip down and squeeze holds as hard as I freaking can. And so that all said and done, that's going to bring this video to a close. If you guys did enjoy, please leave a like. It helps so much. And now that I'm on the YouTuber side of things, I'm being honest when I say it does really help. So if you watched this far into the video, maybe subscribe, hit that like, and see you guys in the next one.